please ignore the glasses, but I feel like I made really good study progress this week. I only have one video that I didn't get to today that I don't know if I'll do it today. Honestly, I'm really tired, but I am so tired. Like, I'm pushing. It's almost like maxing out at the gym, what I imagine it would be like maxing out at the gym. I'm like, okay, I know one day this is gonna be easier. I know one day this is going to get better because I've seen it. I used to cannot sit down and study. Like, anytime you take a break and you try to like go back and study for like multiple hours on time, it's harder. And I like couldn't study for more than like an hour and a half. Now, collectively, my study sessions are like in the 3-4 hour range each time. Even if I only have like a focused amount of time of like 2 hours, I still am like there because I like take breaks and I like take time out of my day to sit down and write my schedule before I even like start. But one day I'm trying to work my way up into like the 5-6 hour range, and right now I'm struggling, to be honest with you guys. I'm so extremely tired. Another update, I have a migraine and this feels, oh my gosh, this feels listen, I haven't vlogged. I've done some studying this week, but really none this weekend. So I don't know if I should just take the rest of Sunday off and just start fresh on Monday and prepare to take the practice exam maybe like Thursday or Friday, or if I should try to do something tonight. I'll probably try to do something tonight. Hello guys, welcome to the start of this vlog. As you can see by the title, we have very fun things. Probably more fun for you to watch than for me to actually do coming up. But I have tried to start this vlog probably 2 or 3 times and I just haven't been motivated, sadly. Maybe I will insert the clips that I've like previously filmed, but if I don't, then welcome to the start of today's vlog. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. I'm thinking this vlog is going to be maybe 3 or 4 days. So here's the plan. Here's what I have in my head. 1, I catch you up to speed on where I am with studying for the MCAT for the 4th time. Yeah, I've recorded a little bit in the beginning. I can't even remember what I've recorded. It's been like forever ago. I recorded a little bit in the beginning, but I felt like it was getting monotonous for me. And I just felt like I was too in my head about like recording and like trying to get stuff while also like trying to make sure that what I was doing was actually helping, yada yada yada. So I took about 2 months off. So honestly can't remember what I've recorded, but you probably will have already seen it before you watch this. So hopefully it's good. Catch you up to speed on what I've been doing for the past 2 months off camera. Go over my diagnostic exam that I took in a previous vlog, and then I will be taking my first practice exam for this round of studying. Yay! And then I'll tell you guys my scores. I'm gonna be completely transparent probably throughout this whole process because honestly I have nothing to lose. I mean, I've already told you guys that I have never broken a 500. I've taken $2,000 to $3,000 prep courses. Like, I literally have nothing to lose. I feel like in the beginning I was so embarrassed because I like wasn't seeing the same results as like what was promised on the website, or like what was working for other people wasn't working for me, and I was like so sad about it, down on myself. And then I realized, I was like, wait a second, no need to be sad. just figure it out for yourself. Like, I've always been really good at buckling down and doing things on my own and figuring out where I'm like going wrong and learning and fixing it and then achieving whatever it is I set out to do. Yeah, so let me catch you up to speed. I took organic chemistry 2. You guys know this. So that is like the last like set of videos, school related, that are on my YouTube channel. So after organic chemistry 2, I started studying. I took like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks off. I started studying for the MCAT. This time around, I was convinced and still am convinced that I can do this without a test prep company. I don't know if that's smart, but this is what we're doing because I used the test prep company the past 2 times that I've taken it, and it didn't work out for me. So why not do what I originally wanted to do in the beginning? And when I say that, let's throw it back to, this is in a vlog. I don't know what the name of this vlog is. If I can find it, I will link it above. But I'm sitting in my car, I'm waiting for my cousin to get out of school, I'm picking him up, and I'm just like ranting about how I don't want to have to take or buy another $1,000 prep course. And I like prayed about it and really felt like the Lord laid on my chest to try the things that I didn't try before. And there were like 2 really big things that I feel like a lot of people were doing and I didn't try them. One, because one of them I was like, I already have questions from the test prep company, so why would I buy different questions, which was UWorld. Then the other one, I genuinely didn't understand how it worked, so I was like, I'm not gonna use it. Like, I tried to use it, but then it like didn't stick, and that was Anki. So right after organic chemistry 2 finished, I started doing Anki every single day. If I missed a day, I missed a few days in the beginning, but I haven't missed any in like, let me see, I can pull up my little streak. I'm 130 days. That's my longest streak. So I haven't missed any in 130 days. That doesn't mean that I complete it every single day. I try to, but that just means that I'm doing some. I think the least amount that I've done maybe would be like, one day I did like 4 cards, which I just go by the philosophy, any amount of cards is better than no amount of cards, but I do generally try to complete them. So I started doing them every single day, and I looked up a tutorial on how Anki worked. Now, how it worked for this specific deck, which I'm using the Miles Down Kaplan Anki deck, but I'm using the one where they like broke it up into categories. So you have like biology, biochemistry, psych soc, and it's like broken up further by the chapters of the book. So I looked up a tutorial, it told me to download this specific deck, and then what is the correct terminology? Suspend. It was like suspend all the cards. I didn't know what that meant, and I've heard this before, and I was like, I don't know what that means. The difference before is I'd be like, okay, I don't know what that means, move on, you don't need to do that. But this time I researched. I was like, what is suspend? Found out that suspending cards is basically like you're putting these cards on hold, on layaway, until you unsuspend them, and then they'll show up in your deck. So this person said the best way to do it was to suspend all the cards and then start chapter by chapter, like do a certain amount each day. So that's what I did. I realized that this was going to take a lot of time. So in my head, I kind of had a timeline of taking my exam. After my main goal with taking my exam has always been, when I see that I am within like 5 to 10 points of my goal score, I will go sign up for the exam. I have currently not signed up for the exam because I don't know. So keep that in mind. But that was always my goal. But I did have a general term. I knew that I could either take it the last date of 2024 or I would be one of the first people to take it in 2025. So the last date was in September. At the end of August, really the middle of August, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to swing it. Like I was still like making my way through the Anki. I hadn't really thought about I didn't really feel comfortable doing a practice exam. Like, I was just being overly cautious this time about my mental health and like not stressing myself out when it came to this in the ways that I did previously, which is taking exams when I didn't feel ready, just doing a whole bunch of practice questions, not having time to review them, type of stress, because that I feel like is probably what set me up for failure in the past time. So I was like, whatever, I'll take it in January, which is still my plan right now. So I did Anki every single day in the beginning. Even if I didn't do anything else, I did Anki, and then I slowly started doing YouTube videos, which I'm pretty sure I've said in the first like phase of these MCAT videos, which there was phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of my plan. Phase 1, do Anki, do questions. Phase 2, do UWorld completely all the way through, finish Anki, and then phase 3, obviously AMC questions, full length, stuff like that. I'm in the middle of like the very end of phase 2, transitioning to phase 3. I feel like phase 2 and phase 3 is just like practice questions out the wazoo, and that's where I am. So I just finished the whole mile down Kaplan Anki deck. I first started with organic chemistry, then I did general chemistry, then I did physics, then I did biology, biochemistry, and then I did psych soc. I saved psych soc for last because I knew that that was one of my better subjects. While I was doing these, I was looking up videos on the practice questions, doing a little bit, like a micro bit of practice questions, just to like try and like see how I was going to use UWorld. And it took a lot of trial and error at first. I would say at first I was doing mostly organic and general chemistry, and I like learned quickly that I needed to go through general chemistry and physics completely. Like YouTube, I used the organic chemistry tutor on YouTube for a lot of my stuff and just like learn every single topic, learn everything that I could. I feel like that helped a lot, at least being able to know what questions I needed to even like ask when I got questions wrong. And then I slowly started doing more and more UWorld. And in the beginning, I was kind of confused on how I should go about using UWorld because it's 3,000 questions. So I wasn't sure on how I should even like start. But like I said, I was mostly doing chemistry, and then I like slowly started incorporating other questions, and I was like, okay, I need a more organized way. Can't even really tell you guys what I was doing in the beginning because it was unorganized, but I thought about the way that the MCAT is set up. So if you know, and I'm guessing you do because you clicked on this video, the MCAT is a 7.5 hour exam. It's divided into 4 sections. There is chemistry, physics, so that contains general chemistry, physics, organic chemistry. Then you have CARS, that's critical analysis and reasoning skills. Basically there's 9 passages, 10 passages. There's 5 to 7 questions per passage, just depends. And you read the passage and then answer the questions. And then you have a break, you have a lunch break, and then you have biology, biochemistry, and then you have psychology and sociology. So I was like, okay, let's do practice questions based off of that. So on Mondays, I started with general chemistry, organic chemistry, and physics. I would do 15, 15, 15. The next day I would give myself to review, and then the next day I would do biology, biochemistry, next day review, and then Friday I would end with psych soc, and then I would review everything on Saturday and start all over. Now I successfully did that for 2, maybe 3 weeks, and I saw my score significantly increase. And this leads me to this video where I said, you know what, self, you finished Anki, you're getting decent scores on UWorld, and by decent I mean like 60 to 70%. Okay, once I hit that 70%, I was like, okay, I need to test to see where I am, to see what my game plan is next. I feel like with this process too, I can also tell when I need a new game plan because I feel kind of stagnant, like I'm not pushing myself. I feel kind of confused a little bit, and that's when I know that I need a new game plan. Goodness, I'm speed talking. So all last week, I kind of felt like I was in a stagnant place. Also, I was trying to save money by not going to a coffee shop. That's not going to work for me. I don't really do well with studying in my room, studying in my house all day. Here's my plan. I'm putting in my last set of questions that I did from like last week into Anki as we speak. I want to be able to review tomorrow and then test on either Wednesday or Thursday. And then we'll see where we are. And that's my plans. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to tell you guys? I feel like that's everything. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of studying. I did purchase the AAMC bundle because I knew that I needed to take those exams. And then I purchased another flashcard thing that I used last time that I really liked. It's called MEM. So eventually I'll start doing flashcards from there, especially for the psych soc. I don't feel like the mile down Kaplan deck is... those terms, some of those terms I've never seen on the MCAT at all, but take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna also use the MEM flashcards. I feel like those are really good. But yeah, so I bought those 2 things last week in preparation of this, and here's what I'm thinking. Hopefully I get a good score, and I'll review it, and I think based on the score I will either up my dosage of questions. So each day I would still abide by the same physics, general chemistry, organic chemistry one day, biology, biochemistry one day, and then psych soc one day because I really like that. But I think I'll either up the questions, so I'll do like either I'll keep it at 15 or I'll do 30, and then at the end of each week I'll review, and then I don't know how I'm going to like test myself, but I eventually need to do that. I thought about, depending on how those go, at the end of the week I could do, I don't know, it's so hard because I give myself Sundays off, so every day is full of stuff. So I need to find a day where like maybe I do all those questions, review, and then the next week I started off with taking like a section exam or something like that. I don't really know. I haven't really thought that far, but that's like what I'm planning on doing after I take this first practice exam to see where I am. I'm just hoping that I can lock in Obviously, chemistry, physics is probably my worst section, but I did learn through UWorld that biochemistry does give me some trouble. And not in the ways that you expect. It's the scientific passages, the wordings, the follow through of like pathways that kind of messes me up sometimes. But I've learned a lot. I really like UWorld. Like, I really like it. I don't know why I didn't use it in the beginning. Let's hope that I do good. I also didn't know that Jack Weston offers free practice exams, so I might use some of those too, because like I said, I didn't buy like a Blueprint or Kaplan or Princeton. Like, I don't have any of those. I feel like I told myself if I needed to, then I would, but I'm kind of happy that I didn't buy them because I didn't realize that Jack Weston had them. So I will probably use some of those too. And yeah, those are my plans. But I feel like I have so many questions that I don't need to use Jack Weston. I feel like the only reason I would use them, because in order to get through UWorld, I'm gonna have to do at least one UWorld full length, which you can't just click on UWorld and it has a full length. You have to like generate it yourself. So I would do like 59 questions in chemistry, take a 10-minute break, 59 questions in biology, take a 10-minute break, and then 30-minute break. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would have to create it myself, which I'm fine with doing, but that's why I also thought that I could do like section exams. Like, maybe one day I'll do chemistry and then the next day I'll do, whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just need to evaluate. I'm not putting off taking my exam. I'm just really nervous because I put in a lot of work and I would just hate, I just don't want the score to like go down or be bad, or like, I don't know. But I guess if there was ever a time for it to be bad, it would be now. But I've really been working hard, so I just pray and hope that my hard work will be showcased through. As for today, it is 10 p.m. Leave it to me to start this video late as frick. I've just had a lot going on in my mind. I feel like sometimes, very rarely, because I'm a type A person, but every so often I'll have so much on my plate that I just end up doing nothing, which is what I feel like happened this past week, because it's November. I want to do Vlogmas. I'm planning Vlogmas, which means that I have to pre-film Vlogmas, especially this year. I didn't really pre-film it last year. Something happened with my external hard drive, but this year I have to pre-film a lot of videos, especially if I want to be able to post every single day while studying for the MCAT. And I know it could be kind of risky because I'm planning on taking my exam in January, but honestly guys, I really can't study all day long as much as like, this is the thing too. The reason why I'm vlogging this is because I want it to be realistic, and everything that I watch, it's like people studying like 12 hours a day. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. Y'all are superhuman, I guess. I literally have been studying anywhere between, I have it on my Force app. I've been using it. I would say max some days are like 5, maybe 6 hours. But a good consistent day for me would be like 3 to 4 hours. And I know you guys are probably thinking, Erica, that's not a lot. You should pick it up. Maybe, but in the month of September, I studied, I don't know if you guys can see this, 55 hours and 17 minutes. I don't know what that averaged. So for the first week of September, that was 12 hours and 11 minutes. The most hours I studied one day was 2 hours and 36 minutes. Then the next week was 14 hours and 53 minutes. The longest I studied one day was 3 hours and 2 minutes. The next week was 16 hours and 53 minutes. One day I studied 4 hours and 24 minutes. So that was the longest one. Then the next week in September was only 9 hours. Sometimes when it looks like this at the end of the week, I did study, I just didn't use the app. But for sake of keeping up with the app, the longest I studied that week on the app was 3 hours and 10 minutes. The last week of September and like the first few days of October, I studied 13 hours and 11 minutes. The longest day was 3 hours and 3 minutes. First week of October was 11 hours and 16 minutes, with one day being 3 hours and 30 minutes. And that's typically how the trend goes. The next week, I studied 18 hours and 36 minutes. One day was 4 hours and 11 minutes. And then the next day was 4 hours. And the theme that this week, I went off. This was the ending week of October, first few days of November. So this was like last week. The longest I studied was 3 hours and 47 minutes. My philosophy with using the app, I try to use it when I'm in the coffee shop to make sure that I'm there for long enough and like focused long enough so I don't time my breaks. And most of the time, I forget to turn on my force thing before I like start studying. And sometimes I study a little bit longer than like if I turn it off. Sometimes I don't like to turn it on because I get antsy. Like say that I've already studied like 2.5 hours and I really don't want to be there, then I won't turn it on for like the last 30 minutes that I'm there, because I find that when I try to push myself and turn it on another hour, I end up leaving and the timer's still on. And I want it to be as accurate as possible for when I go back. Last week there's like barely anything up here. That's because I tried to study at home and save money. Or is that this week? No, that was last week. But I did study more than 6 hours and 57 minutes. So I would say a good average for me, if I study like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, I would say it's probably closer to 4. It's 28 hours a week. I feel like that's been working for me. Low-key. I take Sundays off sometimes. Sometimes it'll be like I'll have to work on Sunday if I like something comes up one day of the week. But I think too, I've been studying for such a long amount of time that it works out. But I really want to buckle down, just study as much as I can for the last few months. 2 months. That's crazy. I made a little timer on my phone of when I need to like start looking for exams. 38 days. Crazy, where I like need to see if I'm even going to be ready to take it in January. I really want to take it in January because there's no exams in February. So fingers crossed that this exam is good and above 500. I'd probably cry if it was above 500. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. But it's 10 o'clock. I'm probably going to try to do, so what I've been doing is I'll do 15 questions. I'll review them in depth and then I'll add the reviews into Anki. I have a whole section on Anki that is just like UWorld, and it's like the questions that I got wrong or like topics that I got wrong, and I make flashcards on them. I feel like that's been helping too. It's really hard to review them, I will say. I'm not the best at reviewing them, but at least if I have them and like, I don't know, I feel like I need to review them and like put more work in that aspect, then I have them there. I just got finished doing half of the biology and putting it in here, and then I'm gonna try to do half the biochemistry. I finished putting all of my psych social in there, so then tomorrow I'll have half of the biology, half of the biochemistry. I'll be done with those. Then I'll have general chemistry, physics, and organic chemistry. Something that I'm learning this time around is it takes so long to review, but I'm just going with it. Like, I'd rather review everything very thoroughly than half booty cheeks review it and then get the same questions wrong. So those are my goals. Those are my plans. I feel like we're all caught up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try to wake up early and go to the coffee shop early. That way I can take my break and then get back to studying earlier, so I won't be studying at 10 o'clock at night. I miss you guys. I miss vlogging so much. I haven't even really been vlogging anything. I tried to vlog a fall vlog, and I'll be interested to see how it turns out. I don't think I really like it. I have been reading a bunch, but yeah, I've just been studying, reading, and that's it. Living life, breathing air. I'm feeling really optimistic this time though, I will say, but I also felt optimistic the last times. But like, I really feel like I'm seeing things, I'm learning things, I'm knowing things about myself that I didn't know last time, and I'm really excited to hopefully get the score that I've worked so hard for all these years and finally just have a good score. I feel like that's probably what has kept me out, and people always say that no one thing can keep you out on the medical school application. Like, it's a very holistic approach. I feel like I unfortunately have not had that luxury. I'm not sure if this is what is keeping me out, but if I had to use my deductive reasoning skills, I would say that it is. So, looking forward to combating this problem together. Hopefully this will motivate people, encourage people that you can do whatever you set your mind to, because Lord knows this has not been easy, and I've never like thought about giving up on this path or in this direction, but I've definitely had some rough times and rough moments and sad moments of just like sitting there feeling sorry for myself, and I refuse to feel like that anymore. I'm gonna work as hard as I can, and fingers crossed we take this in January. If we don't, it's not the end of the world, but I'm gonna strive for that, and I'm excited to see you guys over the next few weeks, over these 38 days, to see if by then I'll be ready to sign up for an exam. So I'm going to continue to work hard, and I will see you Pookies in the morning while we're getting ready to go to the coffee shop. Good night. I'm not even gonna cap to you guys. It's been 43 minutes, I think, since we last spoke, and I'm about to go to bed. this whole process really has taught me that, which I did the same thing with organic chemistry, can't even lie to you guys. In order to get up early, like, you have to go to bed at a decent time. And there's always more work that you feel like you could be doing. So at the end of the day, I've been trying to prioritize sleep. You know what? It's crazy. I like making these vlogs, but I also hate them because, like, obviously, like, I'm vlogging real time. I won't be out in real time, but I'm vlogging real time. So I despise, like, if I'm like, oh, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing, like, I'm prioritizing sleep, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then I get a score back that sucks because then I'm like, oh, maybe instead of sleeping, I should have been working. But, like, no. I'm just nervous. It makes me literally, like, sick to my stomach to even just, if I try to think about it too much, I'm like, no. Like, just focus on what you can do. And, like, I have to sleep. It's 10:45. Like, I have to go to bed. So I'm going to bed after I finish reviewing this question. Yeah. But I was just thinking about that. Honestly, making your own flashcards takes a lot of time, and I see a lot of people say, like, you shouldn't, like, just use other people's, yada yada yada. But I think that you should be making your own flashcards, and here's why. You know what you're missing. The flashcards that are made for everybody are kind of like a ground level knowledge, you know, like, it hits all of the really big important things. It's not prepared with your weaknesses and strengths in mind. So for instance, for biology, I'm good at a lot of things, but something that I struggle with is the kidneys. The Miles Down Anki deck barely talked about the kidneys, which is fine, but I'm just saying, like, if I wouldn't have been doing UWorld and making my own flashcards, I wouldn't have picked up on the fact that I struggle with kidneys. What's something else? I'm trying not to pick, like, chemistry related stuff because chemistry is just one of those things where I'm like, fingers crossed, you know? But yeah, I think that you should be making your own flashcards. I think that it's actually very, very helpful. But it does take a lot of time, which is why I try to save it for late in the evening, just because I feel like it's not mindless, but it's not something that requires a lot of thought compared to the other things that you have to do when you study. Like, I don't think that I could successfully do any practice questions right now. Like, I'd be cooked, you know? Like, I'm tired, my brain's tired. I have taken practice questions this late though, and it turned out okay, but I would just rather take them when my brain's fresh. But doing flashcards at night seems fine. Alright, I'm gonna finish this. I'm ready to go to bed. Like, I'm not even really focusing. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to go to bed. Quickly how things change. But I do some good work today. I think tomorrow I'm gonna start out with cars, Anki, and then I kind of want to do, I thought about this a little bit earlier too, and I forgot to mention this to you guys. I kind of want to do some of my old questions that I got wrong, maybe like 30 or so, and the only sections that I've completely reviewed are psych-soc, so I think I might do those early in the morning. When I review them, I won't even have to technically, like, write down the review. I can just read through them because I should already have all the information. I don't know how UWorld is going to do that though, because, like, what if you get, like, a passage question wrong? Does it give you, like, all the passage questions again? Or does it only give you the one that you got wrong? And then it, like, moves on to another passage. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. But I guess that's for me to figure out. So I'll let you guys know if I do that tomorrow, which I probably will. Because I'm, like, nervous. I haven't done any practice questions since, let's see, I can look on my UWorld. Yeah, I haven't done any since, it's not that long. November 1st. It feels like a long time. Actually, it is, because today's the 11th. I've been reviewing. Okay, I'm gonna do some tomorrow for sure. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I've brought out the big vlog camera in my car. But good morning, it's the next day. I'm on my way to a coffee shop to study. This is kind of what I do every single day. I get up, I get dressed. Sometimes I take my breakfast to go. Like today, this is just a yogurt bowl. It looks, you can't even see it because of the sun, but it looks not appetizing, but it's really good. Yogurt, apples, and granola, nothing fancy. And then I go and sit at the coffee shop for about 3 hours. It takes a really long time. Not a really long time, but, like, the traffic is awful. I'm also not going to, like, my favorite coffee shop. I've retired that coffee shop for the time being because the area around the coffee shop sadly has gotten a little... Can you hear the police sirens? That's kind of what it feels like, except for there's no police around. There's no police around, and I've retired going there. Maybe sometimes I'll go there, like, with, like, I don't know. It was a long ways away. It was kind of in a sketchy area to begin with, but I was like, it's okay. It's, like, downtown anyways, like, it's fine. But then I just felt, like, unsafe. And as a woman, if you keep having people approach you, I only needed it to happen once for me to be good. But twice? Oh no. So I was like, you know what? I'll take the hint and I'll find somewhere else. And I just haven't been back. I've been told by friends that go there and by my mom that it's gotten worse. So I won't be returning there for some time, especially not to study for as long as I do, because you guys will see at the end of this study session, I just feel dead. But I'll talk to you guys more when I get there, because I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm just nervous about vlogging in the freaking parking lot. But you know, I'm done being embarrassed. This is who I am. Let me give you the plans for today. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna order the same coffee that I order every single day when I come here. I'm going to sit down. The first thing that I'm gonna do is a Cars Passage, because I've been slacking on those. Depending on how it goes, I might do another one. And then I'm gonna do Anki, and that'll be my first hour. So I spend 3 hours studying. I try to. Second hour will be strictly playing catch up in the Anki department. So I'm going to be making Anki cards. Try to get as much of those done as I can. And the last hour, I think I'm going to split it. Do half of it doing old practice questions and the other half doing old practice questions or like topics through the Anki. And I think I'm going to do my easiest subject and my hardest subject. So I'm going to do Psych Soc. I'll probably use UWorld for that and just click like the incorrect question button. And then for general chemistry, I will go through the Anki deck. And that's how I'm going to spend the first half of my day, study-wise. I feel like that's a good plan. I can't believe it's Tuesday. I say this at the beginning of every week. I'm like, Monday, I'm never really shocked by Monday. But, like, Tuesday, like, I feel like it was just Monday yesterday. Like, it was. But, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the time's already flying by. So, I'm going to eat my yogurt and sit here and listen to Chaotic by Tate McRae. Then listen to some hype music. That's a new thing I've been doing. You know how you listen to hype music to get ready for the gym? I listen to hype music while I study because it's too long of a process not to. I don't really have much to say. I just pulled out the camera because I want you guys to watch this clip. I literally can't look at the camera after I get finished studying. So I'm not looking at the screen right now, but I think it's 1:15 and I went in at around like 9:25, 9:30. So it's been about 4-ish hours. And I think I did close to 230 Anki cards. I never stick to my plan. Every time I say, oh, this is what I'm going to do, I always end up changing it up based on how I was feeling. And right now I feel like doing the 30 questions of UWorld for Psych Soc, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the most important thing because I was going to click. Out of all the ones that I've done, I only have 20, I think it was like 22 that are incorrect. So I might do them tonight. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's not a smart use of my time. Maybe I'm stalling. I don't know. But I'll see you guys at home because my camera just died. I'm back home now. Changed my camera battery. One of the first things that I do when I get finished studying is immediately I change my clothes and I go to the gym. So that's what I'm about to do because I have so much pent up energy. Today it's good energy. Sometimes it's bad. I feel like today it's like not good and it's not bad. Like I'm just kind of existing, but it's like more on the good side if I had to classify it. But some days it's touch and go. So in order to combat that, I go to the gym and I like walk around, yada, yada, yada. I'm gonna change really quickly. A lot of my gym shirts are so raggedy, but like you could tell this is my favorite shirt because look at there's a stain. Ooh. But like, am I still gonna wear it? Yeah. But it does make me a bit self-conscious, but like truly, oh my, no, I'm not finna see nobody at the gym. Now that I'm a bit older, when I was younger, I'm still in the same place of like not caring what anyone thinks. But when I was younger, I was never really anxious about other people like looking at me. Now, anxious. Like, I don't really like being around a whole lot of people. Like, I just like to keep to myself. The less people, the better, which is why I'm going to the gym right now. Because there should be like no one there. But yeah, as I get older, I don't know. I think it's just like you learn like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Let me get to the gym because I have so much energy. It's all the coffees. It's all the coffees. Then I'm going to come back, shower, edit, take another like small break from editing, even though editing is included in my study break. And then I'll get back to work. So I'll see you guys when it's time for me to get back to work. This looks so scary. This is why I always have my door shut. But anyways, I don't know why I decided to open up with that. I'm back from the gym. I ate a dinner because I literally ate it at like 3. As you can tell, I need some coffee. My brain feels like it's buffering a little bit. I'm gonna go make a coffee downstairs. Should I take you guys? ice, ingredients. I think what I love so much about using my Nespresso is the cleanup is so minimal. The Breville, it'd be taking a little bit to clean up. Y'all already know the drill. I have been drinking this new creamer though. It's the white chocolate mocha. It's really good. It basically tastes like vanilla. The vanilla Chobani creamer and the sweet cream Chobani creamer mixed together. This is what it tastes like. And those are my two favorites. So I just do a little bit. I do more creamer in this than I do with my Breville. With my Breville, I feel like the espresso shot tastes, I don't know, different. The espresso machine, it definitely tastes like more concentrated maybe. I don't know. The flavors taste different. Like the espresso from my Breville doesn't taste as like potent as the one with the Nespresso, so I add more creamer. I think I just like the flavor of the espresso from Breville better. All right, let's give it a taste test. It's good. Definitely can taste, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say it's burnt because it's not burnt. It tastes good, but it's just like different aromas. It could also be the pod that I'm using, but I really like the blue one because it's strong, which maybe I shouldn't have made a really strong one at 5:30 at night, but it is what it is. I will see you guys upstairs to study. You can't, if you're in the wrong place, get out. The key that I found to help me successfully study when I'm home and it's late at night is there are literally no breaks, very limited breaks. Sometimes I take breaks when my mom gets home. She'll be home in a few minutes, so I'm probably gonna go see her. But that is the key to success. Very little breaks, and I try to work for an hour or 2 hours. So that's what I'm gonna aim for tonight. On really motivated days, I feel like I could get a good 3 in. But once again, I feel like my head starts to hurt if I try to enter over the threshold of 8 hours of studying, because you have to think about this, and I have to remind myself this too. When my Force app that I show you guys where it's like you've studied for 3 hours, like I said last night, it is always normally a little bit more, and that's not including breaks. So most of the time you think that when you're taking a break, like you don't include that in your studying time, but I kind of started including the breaks in like my mental calculations of how much time I've spent studying, only because that is still a part of your I don't even know how to explain it, your mental fortitude, if that makes sense. It's still getting taken out of your energy tank, so to speak. If I'm at the coffee shop for 4 hours, but I only study, I'll say if I'm at the coffee shop, for 4 hours, but I only study 3 hours and 20 minutes. The other amount of time I'm still going to include because 1, I was out and about or I was sitting at my desk. 2, I was still in that concentration mode, just taking a little eye break or breather. With that in mind, I probably study anywhere between 7 to 8 hours, breaks included. And I feel like when I try to go over that 8-hour minimum, things start to go awry. I'm very prone to headaches and migraines. My dad used to have really bad migraines when he was a kid, so I'm not sure if it's hereditary or what, and because I edit and everything that I do is basically on a screen, as all of us are, it just starts to get a little bit blurry after that. It's 5:45. I'm gonna aim for a good 7:45. Oh my gosh, my computer's about to die. First up, I'm going to try to do another 30 minutes, 45 minutes of Anki. I'm not making the flashcards, actually studying them. And then I know I said I was going to do some practice questions, but I think that I just want to put in the old reviews into Anki, because here's what I'm thinking. I have to keep reminding myself that this is a question exam. Therefore, majority of my time needs to be spent doing questions, whether that's through Anki asking me questions or UWorld. I've done a lot of Anki questions lately, but I need to do some more UWorld. So, how we're doing map-wise or time-wise of getting everything done, I don't even know what map-wise means. I guess I mean plan-wise. See what I can get done tonight. Tomorrow, use that time to finish doing whatever I'm doing. So right now I have half of the biology questions in Anki, half of the biochemistry questions in Anki, half of the general chemistry questions in Anki, I'm on question number 3 of organic chemistry of 15, and then I have the half of the physics to do. So my goal is to get all the halves done, and then we'll see if I'm able to get any more done. I have all of Psych Social. So whatever I don't get done today needs to be done tomorrow, and then I kind of just want to wing it and take my practice exam Thursday. I feel like I put it off because I'm nervous, obviously, about getting a score that I feel like doesn't reflect my hard work. But at the same time, I feel like it's better for me to go ahead and get this one out of the way so I can make a game plan on what I plan on doing. So that means tomorrow, you and me get to go through my diagnostic exam, because truth be told, I don't even remember what I got wrong, what it was looking like. I think I ended in the same place that I was at last time. So like all the studying I did last time, I ended with that score, which is really, you know. But anyways, I have 224 flashcards left for the day. Let's see if I can get it down to about 100. Let's see how many flashcards I have tomorrow. I have 126 due tomorrow so far. It'll go up as I'm doing them. But the goal is to get it down to 0. But I missed a day from staying up too late watching the election. And I've been off ever since. Like today, I think I started out with like 430 something. Let's get to work. Time lapse. I just got finished doing some Anki for a bit. I have been on Anki, or I've been working on this specific deck because it'll like tell you the amount of time that you spent on each deck. 1 hour and 30 minutes, 414 cards. Clap it up. Give me what I deserve. Applaud me. I know that's probably, here's what I'm always thinking. Every time I'm like, dang, I did so good. I'm like, there's somebody out there that's doing thousands of Anki cards a day. So let me not get too, you know. Now what I'm about to do is get back to creating flashcards for a bit, and then I'll end on doing the rest of my Anki. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know, but that's the goal. That's the plan. It's so hot in my room. I had to get rid of my sweatshirt. It's so hot, but I took literally the steamiest, longest shower for forever. But let's get back to work. Let's not chat it up too much. Y'all know I could chat it up all day, but who's got the time? Certainly not I. It's 7 o'clock and I'm starting to get angry, okay? I don't really want to sit here anymore. I feel like, oh my gosh, I look so awful right now. I'm starting to lose my marbles and I've only been here for an hour. So I think I'm gonna go walk around and see what everybody in my house is doing. But the reason I'm starting to lose my marbles is because I think that I am not making flashcards efficiently. I felt like this for a while though, because it takes me so long to make them. And I know what you're thinking, Erica, why don't you just type in what you don't know into the flashcard and make it? The thing is the questions are so in depth that they ask you on an MCAT. There's like multiple like flashcards that you can make per question. Like that whole time lapse of me studying was for one flashcard. Well, it was for one problem, multiple flashcards. Like, I just feel like that's not what I should be doing. Like, I don't know how I can make it better, though. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, is, like, maybe I don't know how to make flashcards. Especially for, like, I will say, it's a lot easier to make flashcards for biology, psych, soc. Biochemistry is half and half. I feel like biochemistry is okay, unless you get a more, obviously, chemical problem. But chemistry, I'm just like, yo. What? So, I don't know. I think I might just make the question of the flashcard first and then go through. Because, listen, this is what I want. I'm going to read you a statement that I want to make a flashcard into, and I genuinely don't know where to start. A mixture of organic compounds with acidic and basic functional groups that are initially in the organic layer can be induced to enter the aqueous layer by converting them into ionic salts. Ionic salts are formed by either deprotonation or protonation of the compounds through treatment with aqueous, base, or acid, respectively. That's what I want to make into a flashcard.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So, I know what you might be thinking. Actually, I don't know. Because I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, I genuinely don't know how to do that. I don't know what I should do. Strong bases form ionic salts when weak acids are... Those are my freaking marbles. Strong bases form ionic salts easily when weak acids are added to a mixture. So the whole thing, it's basically saying... Like, I get the process, but genuinely I don't know how to make a flashcard out of that. So, I'm over here tweaking, bro, because I can't spend 20 minutes making one flashcard. That's why it's taking me forever and 90 days to get this done. Freaking tweaking right now. Sometimes I just tell myself, keep going, and maybe it'll come to you. What will come to me, you ask? How to do this whole MCAT study thing better. Because I've gotten better at it, but it's been through trial and error. But yeah, like, I understand the problem and like what I need to do. So what I've been doing is, at least when I review it, I write the stuff down that I don't understand in my own words, and then I make flashcards out of that, and then I will add the question into my Anki, which is kind of redundant because yeah, I go back through it through your world, I understand, but it makes me feel better because I'm getting like multiple passes in. But I'll add the question in, and then that will also be a flashcard. But like sometimes I like to go into detail and like add the sentences or the world explanations, but I think I'm about to stop doing that because literally, genuinely, I refuse to take this much time making flashcards. I just feel like it's not healthy. I don't know. I'm really getting ticked off because I just get angry when I study. I just get angry. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Nothing makes sense. This is all rubbish. I don't even know the lyrics to that song, but we're gonna see. It's something. I just remember it playing in the car when I was younger. So basically this question is asking us, what is the sequential order that we need an amine and then a phenol group to enter the aqueous layer? An amine needs to be extracted using, we said a strong acid because it's a weak base. So we need a strong acid, the only one is H2SO4. Then the phenol needs, it's a strong acid, so it's a weak acid, so it needs a strong base. So the only strong base is that one. Yeah, for some context, it's 7:15, so I only have about 30 more minutes left in me, if that, before I try to do some more flashcards and like give myself a little bit of a break and then do flashcards in the bed. So I'm charging up my laptop right here right now, and then yeah, I'll let you guys know if I finish them all. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm actually really frustrated right now because I just feel like it's not that I'm not in the mood to study. I feel like my brain is fried in the sense of like I don't want to sit down. I'm like really like not talkative, but like want to get up, like want to be up, like want to be doing other things. And by other things I mean just like not studying. And this happens when I know that I've like hit my max of studying for the day. I don't know, I'm just like upset because like reviewing U-World questions, putting them into Anki, and like really honestly, why does no one talk about how much time it takes when you're studying for the MCAT to review your questions? Like that's a big chunk of like all that I do all day long. I feel like I hear so many people talk about like doing questions or doing Anki flashcards, but like I would say 70% of my time studying is me reviewing cars, reviewing Anki, reviewing practice questions. Like that's all that I do is review, and I've just had enough of it. I think I'm gonna try again tomorrow to finish up what I can. I didn't make it that far tonight, but I did do some Anki. I don't know, I feel not the best. Maybe I just need to step away for a few and then come sit back down. I'll let you guys know if I do, but I just feel kind of sad that I can't be like this workhorse 24/7. And it's so weird because I'm like editing through my organic chemistry vlogs right now. I have 2 more videos left. And I like see myself studying late at night. And I'm like, wow, why can't you do that now? But I think the studying is just different. Like, I was either doing homework questions and stuff like that. I don't know. It just feels so much different. I don't know if it's because the material is a lot more, like, I don't want to say in depth. It just feels like it has more parts to it. I don't know. I need to get better at it, though. I'm kind of upset with myself. But I'm going to go step away and say hello to my mom. If I come back, I'll let you guys know. But if I don't, then I'm going to bed. I just feel like... I did study. I sat down at what, like 5:30, and it's 7:30, so it's been 2 hours. But I don't know. I just feel like I could have gotten more done. All I did was look at review, and it. Okay, this is the issue, and then I'm really gonna let it go. The amount of work that I'm doing never equals the numerical value. So for instance, if I study my reviews, if I do my organic chemistry reviews, I could study one problem for an hour. That sets me off, because then I look at my to-do list and I'm like, I can't check off anything. I can't check off a single thing because I only focus on one problem. So I think I need to work on like speeding up my flashcards, learning how I make my flashcards, and that's going to require me going back through and studying them, because all I've been doing is my pre-made decks. I did study them a little bit, but I don't know. I need to figure out a better system, because obviously the one that I have right now, it's not bad, but it could be better. And I just feel like kind of hard on myself, because I'm like, you're not getting done a lot, you know? Like, I'm not getting through multiple problems at once. Like, I'm making it through like 7 reviews. But I'm just trying to be gracious with myself, because I did do a lot today in the morning, and it's late. I'm just angry. Me using my break responsibly. I don't know if I'm going to go back and study, but this is me trying to make the best of feeling inner turmoil on the inside. I finished my Anki, 539 cards. Good night. Fun fact, that was actually one of my favorite songs from the original drop. That, The Prophecy, Fresh Out the Slammer, and Fortnite. So those 4 songs. And yeah, I have teeth whitener on. That's why I sound like this. But good morning. Maybe I should do this when I don't have this on. But here's the issue that I wanted to bring to your attention. I try to whiten my teeth at night because I'm not doing anything at night. So I'm not whitening them at night. But lately I fall into the habit of doing them in the morning, which is not good, because now I have 12 minutes until I can take them off. And I don't know what to do with those 12 minutes. I'm dressed. I'm low-key ready to go. Bags are packed. Last night I was doing some thinking. And something that I used to do when I was studying for the MCAT last time, towards the end of my studying, that I feel like really helped, was I would list at the very top of my planner 3 things I wanted to get done, like 3 big things I wanted to get done before that week ended. Like, it didn't matter when I did them. If I did them all in one day, that sucked, that was on me. Or if I spread them out, that was great. But I had to get those 3 things done. So I think that I want to get back into the habit of doing that. So for this week, I know it's Wednesday, by the way, I'm going to write it at the top of my planner, and that is to finish putting all my reviews into Anki, because I'm so close to being done, but it's hard. Time consuming, I should say. And then to do my practice exam. That's it. So I think I might take my practice exam on Friday, just because I feel like most of the real exams are on Friday or Saturday anyway, so that'll be good, like, timing wise. And then 2, I forgot that tonight I'm going to hang out with my friend. I told you guys that. And then Thursday, I'm also hanging out with her, because we're gonna go for a walk around my neighborhood, or either wherever she wants to walk. I think it might be her turn to choose where we walk. And we're going to Trader Joe's. Listen, y'all know I love Trader Joe's, but I've always had to travel to Raleigh to go to Trader Joe's. Tell me why they're opening up a Trader Joe's less than 5 minutes away from my house. I would like to thank Jesus and God for this moment. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So we're going to do that. The opening day, grand opening, is tomorrow. So we're going to do that tomorrow. That'll be good, because I'll kind of be taking like Thursday kind of slow, and then exam Friday. 12 minutes later, teeth whitener off. can talk normally. So to fill you in, last night I was kind of having a little bit of a moment. I feel like being on social media right now is, I don't know, it's like probably the same stuff that I always see, but maybe it's because I've just been so into like the media lately due to the election that like I feel like my emotions are like this. So I've been trying to get myself off my phone, but literally last night I saw a post and like the post, it might, like, here's the thing, it might have set me off on a good day. I don't know. It might have, like, I don't know, you know? Anyways, this post set me off. Not in the ways that you guys are even expecting. I was just like, that should be me. Anyways, so I was kind of having a little bit of a night in my head. I was just like, hey, like, what's going on? Anyways, I did my Anki, as you guys saw. It's like 500 something flashcards that I did yesterday. Really proud of myself, all caught up. So I should only have 100 and something today, which is great. And like I was telling you guys earlier, I think I want to start off all of my weeks for the following setting with like the big 3 things that I need to get done and kind of just setting that goal, because I feel like going into the week, obviously there's goals that I have, but I think it would just be good to lay out some bigger ground rules, because it's easy to be like, oh, I'm gonna study and then take my exam, but like I don't know, it just would feel better if I wrote out some goals that I could like check off at the end of the week. Anyways, so that's how last night went and what I was thinking about this morning. I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I was gonna go, there's this place called Bagel Man, but literally here's the issue that I have. I hate traffic. Like, I genuinely despise traffic. I don't find it cute. I don't find it funny. I don't find it endearing. People are like, oh, like, it's kind of like a good time. Like, you can just roll down your windows, turn on the music. No, because here's my thing. I feel like, as anyone, I don't like car accidents. And in my mind, a lot of traffic equals car accidents, because the people who live in my hometown cannot drive. I feel like people are just really impatient, myself included. So, like, when you're rushing to go somewhere, you're like not really thinking about, I don't know, you're not taking into other people's accounts of them needing to be somewhere. It makes me nervous. So I don't like traffic. The Bagel Man is on a very trafficy side of town. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, is a bagel with like eggs, sausage, and bacon even really gonna be that good? Maybe. But I feel like I can make that at home. Now the next thing that I'm about to go get, I could also make at home. But I'm gonna go get my Chick-fil-A breakfast special. I've been eating this literally at least twice a week. It's so bad, but it's so good. I get the sausage scramble bowl with no cheese, and then I pour some sugar-free syrup in there, and I eat it, and I go to town, and that's that. And I love the blue Powerade from Chick-fil-A. It just tastes better than the regular Powerade. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'll take you guys along with me, obviously. And yeah, the goal for today is to get through Anki. I kind of want to do a section of the MIM flashcards. I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then do as much reviews as I can. Tonight we will go through my diagnostic exam, either this afternoon or tomorrow. Hopefully this afternoon. And then I'll have kind of the night off. I say that, but like, we're going to the gym at 6:30. That feels like 9:30 nowadays. Because let me tell you something. It was dark yesterday. I went to bed. I was in the bed at 9. Daylight savings plays no joke. All right, let's go. Let's go get breakfast. Let's be productive. Let's have a great day. I also I want to read 2 chapters of this book. This is our book club book this month, and I haven't read any of it. They told me, they were like, Erica, you need to wait to read because you read incredibly fast. No, but they really did tell me I needed to wait. Like, not even trying to be like, oh, I read so fast. I think the thing is I binge. Let's go. I have the Chick-fil-A. I ordered it on my phone because I was like, oh, I'm gonna use my rewards and get money off. But I couldn't get what I wanted, so I ended up paying for it. Do I have points? Yes. But like, the hard thing I feel like sometimes about points is you either have enough to cover majority of the meal or you don't, and I had enough to cover the least expensive parts of the meal, so it just didn't make sense to me. I was like, I'll just wait, and then next time I can cover this and more. This is really what I go for, the blue Powerade. And I bought blue Powerade from the store. It just don't be tasting the same. But what I do is I get the sausage scramble bowl, no cheese, because we all know your girl don't like cheese. I use the hash browns from the meal, put some extra in there, and the other ones I just eat. And then I pack some sugar-free syrup, and pour it all over the bowl. I probably packed way too much, but it's fine. Yeah, then I sit here and I eat. I think about my life. I'm sitting in the parking lot of this grocery store that's beside it. I love when people like work out in like different ways and you get to like just basically see like what they're doing. And there's this person roller skating in the parking lot. Just kind of epic because that junk be hard. I remember when I used to do this after school thing when I was younger. Oh my gosh, I miss it so much. But anyways, they would take us roller skating and I was always so this sounds so bad, but I always envied this one girl because she would straighten her hair literally every time before we went roller skating. She had curly hair, but she would straighten it. And I couldn't straighten my hair by myself yet. And I wasn't allowed to straighten my hair because I was so young. She would straighten her hair and it would just like flow on the thing. And I remember all the boys used to be like, oh, she's so beautiful. Like, look at her hair. And I was like, yeah, my curly hair ain't flowing in the wind. I used to be so mad. But yeah, she was also really pretty. Fun fact, some of my favorite songs have roller skating in the music video. Can you think of what song she's thinking of? Anyways, I'm gonna eat this and I'll see you guys when we're at the coffee shop. Because if you thought that I picked the Chick-fil-A closest to the coffee shop, you're wrong. I didn't. I made it to the coffee shop, as you can see behind me. I'm always in disbelief. Whenever I talk about traffic, I get put in the worst traffic ever. But then again, can I even really say that? Because some days I don't talk about traffic and I get put in the worst traffic ever. Let's go study. Let's go work hard. I'm filming on my big camera, so that's why if I don't get any study clips, that's why. Because I feel like my little camera is like inconspicuous. Not saying that anyone would even care. But also, I feel like you guys see me studying 24/7. You know, like I want to show that. I want to talk about it. But also, like nothing interesting is going to be going on. I'm just going to be... You know, so maybe I'll film, maybe I won't, but that's also another reason why I don't film is because if I'm filming on my big camera, then I'm like hesitant to pull it out in public. Not because I'm nervous of like anyone saying anything about me vlogging myself, but people see a camera and they start to freak out. They're like, are you filming me? Which I guess, you know, you have that right. And I'm like, no, I'm not filming you. I'm filming myself. Like, let me see. Well, no, I'm not going to show you my footage of myself. So that's another reason why too. I just want to respect people's privacies, yada yada yada. It's 8:40 in the morning, so we should be able to get out of here earlier. Yay. Hello, I'm back home. If you can't tell, this is my filming spot, so I feel like I literally start off so many talking clips in this exact spot, and people are probably like, does she not do anything? I'm back from the coffee shop. This study session actually went really well, and I don't feel that tired after. So I think I'm gonna try to do some editing and then take my break. So I'm gonna edit for probably maybe like 30-45 minutes, nothing crazy. Take my break. I do have to get back to work earlier than I did the previous days because, as I said, I'm going to the gym with my friend at 6:30. So, and I want to shower before that. And I know what you might be thinking, why are you showering before the gym? I normally shower after I get back from like somewhere if I like sit out long enough. So I've been like, I shower literally after the coffee shop. But most of the times I'll go to the gym and then I'll shower. But it just didn't work out that way today. So I'm gonna shower before I go to the gym and after. And something that is underrated, when it's cold outside, taking a shower hits different. That hot water be feeling extra good. Yesterday I was in the shower for too long. And I'm about to do it again today. And who's finna stop me? But yeah, it went well. I did all of my Anki cards. I did a cards passage. I finished up the general chemistry flashcards. Finished up the organic chemistry flashcards. So now all I have is physics, biology, and biochemistry. So I'm gonna try to finish up as much of that as I can today. Tomorrow will be kind of like a lighter day where I'll do like reviews, Anki, stuff like that. And then practice exam Friday is what I'm planning for. That's all of my updates. Really. I'm gonna read 2 chapters of this at some point today. Literally, I feel like my days are just packed. They're all things that I want to do, but like they all serve a purpose. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go edit. I'll see you guys when it's time to study again. Literally nothing interesting over here. Oh, I did have this really nice gentleman offer to buy me a coffee today at the coffee shop. And it just made my heart so warm. He asked me and another girl that was sitting beside me studying, and it was just so cutesies. It was just so nice. I love something that I love about a southern town. There's many cons, but a pro is the southern hospitality, because he asked me after I already had my coffee, but if he hadn't, like, that would have just been so great, because I'm obviously concerned about money being a student. I literally was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a sandwich today after I study, and then I was like, no, you already ate out for breakfast. Like, you already ate out for breakfast and you bought a coffee. Ooh. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna eat at home. I'm gonna make a chicken salad. A salad with chicken. Do you ever feel confused when you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a chicken salad, and then people are like, oh, like chicken salad? Like, no, chicken salad with chicken. I think about that all the time. But that was really, really nice. It literally made me smile. I was literally sitting there studying, smiling for like 10 minutes. I was like, that's so sweet. I feel like this is my fear. I didn't come back and I have to get ready to go to the gym. I did not study any. I need a shower very quickly because I'm supposed to meet Caitlin at the gym in almost an hour, and I need to get ready. I did read a chapter of the book. I was supposed to read a little bit more, so maybe I'll read some after I get out of the shower. I don't know how I feel about this book. I should be telling this to my reading vlog. Okay, goodbye. Okay guys, I'm ready for the gym. I put on mascara, but you literally can't tell. That's so sad. Anyways, I'm ready for the gym. I'll see you guys when I get back. Hopefully we won't be out too late, but you know how it be when you hang out with your girlfriends. All sense of time gets lost. Literally, I always look so bummy. Even like, see you guys when I get back from the gym. Hi guys, I'm back from the gym. It's kind of late. I've actually been back from the gym, but I was downstairs, I ate dinner, and then I started watching an episode of The 100, and I try to limit, you guys know this, I try to limit myself watch 1 episode per day, but I watched 2 today because it ended on such a cliffhanger. It's actually really, it's good, but I feel like I don't need to binge it, so it's making me love it even more. Like, I can turn it off and be like a normal human, unlike with other shows where like Night Agent and literally ends on a cliffhanger every single episode. I tried to rewatch, I did rewatch Night Agent, and literally I binged it again after trying not to binge it. I figured before I shower and go to bed, we could go through my practice or my diagnostic exam together. Can you screen record on your computer? Is that an option? Yes, you can screen record on Mac using the screenshot toolbar on the QuickTime player. Anyways, let's go over my diagnostic exam. I took this back in May, maybe? I don't know. It was a long time ago, but I've worked really hard. Let's do Command Shift 5. So this is my second attempt. As you can see, my overall score was a 496. Ooh, I did not want to do that. 496, which isn't bad, but I think the highest I've ever gotten on anything is like a 499 or 498, which you can say basically that's a 500, but it's not. I predict fingers crossed, I will do better in chemical and physical foundations, which is the chem phys portion. As you can see on my diagnostic exam, I got a 121. So I got 12 correct and 18 incorrect. Keep in mind, when you do the diagnostic exam, it's half of your questions. So it's basically like 30 questions across the board because the real exam is 59 questions. For cars, I think that this will probably stay somewhere around the same. I hope that it'll be higher, but also like, I'm not that great at cars. Let's see the actual breakdown. You can look at the, I forget how to do it. You can like look at the number of like questions you get wrong per passage. But I would say on average, I pretty much get around 3 or 4 out of the 5 correct. And if it's a 7 question passage, then 5 or 6 out of the 7 correct, which isn't bad, but the 1 question or the 2 questions that you miss over time adds up. And you do have those hard passages where it's like, what the heck is going on? I think that I have to pay attention to wherever it's telling me to look in the passage, look literally above and below, and then take the overall context of the passage. It's really tricky. And I think that cars just requires a lot of like practice, which I was doing really well with it in the beginning and then kind of fell off when I like started going hardcore in the science passages of the MCAT. Next is the biological and biochemical foundations. I scored a 125. I'm hoping that this goes up. I really feel like this could go up for me. It's not bad, but it's not good. Keep in mind the highest of the sections you can get is a 132. So I'm like 7 points away from that. Is it a 132? Yeah. I got 19 correct and 12 incorrect. And then psychological and social, the I can't speak. The psych-soc section, I scored a 128. I predict that this will be around the same. I'm hoping that it will be better, but I wouldn't be mad if I got a 128 again. I mean, I want it to go up, but like a 128 is pretty good. I would love to see it at a 130, 131, 132. So yeah, this is what it kind of looked like the first time. I forget how I can like go in and like see which, oh, it's at the bottom of this. So for the cars, see, okay, I didn't do that well, but I got 2 out of 5 correct, 2 out of 5 correct, 4 out of 5 correct, 3 out of 5 correct, 2 out of 5 correct. So I need to try to aim for more consistency. 4 out of 5 correct for all of them, or 5 out of 5 correct. Like I said, it's just hard. For biochem, I really can't afford to really give up points with the discrete questions. And as you can see here, I only missed 1 of the discrete questions. So I need to get better about that and then really just focus on the passages, which I feel like I've gotten better with the passages, especially like if it's like a flow type of thing. I've been working on that in biochemistry. And then psych-soc, I can't afford to miss the discretes, and I missed 2 here. That's crazy. I got a whole passage right. Wow, got me. But yeah, and then if you get on here, it like shows you the breakdown. So for biology, let's see, I missed a lot in microbiology and biotechnology. I don't even know what questions you could potentially ask in those categories, but cancer, I feel like I've worked on that a bunch. I've seen it. And then I missed some in immune system. I've worked on immune system, and yeah, but let's see. The most questions were asked in the digestive system, 50-50. I've worked on that. Let's see what I got wrong for biochemistry. I feel like this is probably the one that probably hurt a little bit. Enzymes and kinetics inhibition, I've worked on that definitely. It still does get a little tricky. I just have to remember the different types of inhibitors, which I have flashcards on all of those. Biosignaling. The only thing that I know about biosignaling is the G coupled protein receptor and that whole process. I think that I've studied that some too. Lipids, we'll see. I missed 1 question. It's really hard though when you have these 1-1-1s because like you miss 1 question. So does that mean that you don't know the topic, or did you just miss that 1 question? General chemistry, look at that. I got 16.7% right. Whew. That's actually so sad for me. Stoichiometry and basic chemistry math. I do struggle with that. But I feel like I've been working on it. Am I 100% confident in it? No. So we'll see. And then gases, worked on that. Thermodynamics and Gibbs free energy. As you can see, I got 1 right, got 1 wrong. Acid-base chemistry, got 1 wrong. I've been working on everything in general chemistry. Organic chemistry, 62.5, which is to be expected since I had the class. This was like when it was fresh on my mind. Let's see what I miss. Nitrogen, sulfur containing groups, 1 question. Organic separatory techniques. Organic separatory techniques still get me a little tripped up a little bit, especially not so much when you have to, if it's asking you a direct question, like what's the difference between fractional distillation and like vacuum distillation and, you know, all the different ones. But like in detail questions kind of get me a little bit. Physics, 50-50. I've worked on physics quite a bit. I would say sound and waves still give me a little bit of trouble. I've worked a lot on conservation of energy questions. Those can get kind of tricky depending on what it is. I will say that circuits, I don't see that up here. Circuits give me a little bit of trouble. Just like, I feel like the wording of the question sometimes can be tricky and what exactly they want you to look for within like resistors, currents, voltage. And then lastly, psych-soc. Let's see. I missed one about emotion and stress. I've worked on that. I missed one about psychological disorders. I've done a lot of work on that. And then cars is at the very bottom. Let's see. The most questions that I missed were requires passage information only. I will say that those are a little bit harder for me because you can't rely on things that you've studied in Anki, but I will say that I've gotten better at this because there are clues no matter what. But the passage tells you a lot and you can draw from your information, but sometimes you just have to go off of like what the passage says. The best way that I've combated that this far is to just do a whole bunch of questions. But yeah, once again, I can't be missing these discrete questions. Gotta get all those right. Really can't miss pseudo discrete either. They're basically discrete, just disguised in the form of like the question stem. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. Now the only sad thing is I didn't buy any blueprint exams as I said earlier, so I'll be using AMC, so I won't get this breakdown again, but we'll go through the breakdown that they give. But yeah, it was fun to go through that. Well, that's it from me from tonight. That was fun to go through. This did motivate me to study a little bit more. I don't think I have anything left in the tank though for tonight. All I have are to put those cards in, which I'll probably try to wake up early tomorrow and do it. That's another reason why I want to go ahead and get in the bed so I can wake up relatively early. I think Caitlin's coming at 8. In an ideal world, I could wake up at 6 and get some work done. We'll see if that happens. If not, I think we're just gonna go for a walk and go to the grocery store. So I'm gonna block out the morning and then I'll have the afternoon to study. So hopefully that goes okay. Let me see how many Anki cards. I have 109 due tomorrow. I need to start working on MIM, but I might save that for after I take my diagnostics so I can know which sections I need to work on. But yeah, that's all from me tonight, folks. I'm proud of myself today. I really did do a lot during my first study session. I wish that I could have came home and studied, but it really does take me so long to recover after 3 hours. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that and see what Google says. If you study for 3 hours, how long does your brain need to recover? This says it could take up to 4 days. We don't have that type of time, Pookie. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Guys, I'm freaking out. I'm at Trader Joe's, look. Oh, yes. Yes. This is everything that a girl wants in life. Good morning, you guys. I am back from my walk with Caitlin and Trader Joe's. I'll give you a mini haul. All the frozen stuff is still downstairs, but you guys know I'm obsessed with these. Whew. Literally, I got 2 bags full, but most of it was frozen. Got this kettle popcorn, this milk chocolate covered peanut butter pretzels. I got these for my mom, but I don't think she's gonna be able to eat them, so. Scandinavian candies. I put them in a bag, but they're these almond butter covered almonds. If you watch Emma Chamberlain, she ate some of these in a vlog a while ago. I've been rewatching her vlogs, like her older ones, and I was like, I'm gonna get those when it opens up. And then you guys know, I got these last time, and I got 3. I technically got 4 boxes of these, but I gave 1 to Caitlin. You guys know these are my go-to. That's what I got. I'm kind of sad because when we were on our walk, I dropped my phone and I cracked it. And I had a screen protector on it, but a rock like hit the side of my screen, and like the road that we were walking on was like loose gravel. So a rock got like underneath and it cracked. Don't mind Candace, but can you see the side? And I'm so sad. Like I shouldn't be this sad. But I also got like a whole bunch of frozen stuff because every time I've gone to Trader Joe's, I've always had to drive back home, so I've tried not to get frozens. But I got teriyaki chicken, I got fried rice, I got buffalo chicken poppers I'm gonna eat later. My camera just died. Today's just, boy, I tell you what. Okay, sorry for the angle switch up. I just changed my camera battery. I got buffalo chicken poppers, which I'm gonna eat later. I got fried rice, teriyaki chicken, the steak. I don't know. I'm forgetting the name, but I got 2 of them for me and my dad. They're like basically shepherd's pie, but in a like pie. They're like steak something. I can't remember the name. And yeah, so I just got like a bunch of stuff for me and my family to try. I'm super excited for that, but also just sad about my phone. I'm gonna drink this and then head to the coffee shop. It's a little bit later in the day. It's 11:33, so I'm probably gonna give myself till 12 before I go over there. It like literally doesn't taste like anything, but I like the taste of it, even though it tastes like nothing. I'm gonna sit here and just like kind of watch a YouTube video to try to decompress a little bit. Sometimes I think get so down on myself about stuff because I try to be so responsible, and I don't know why having a cracked phone screen, I'm just like, dang, like why did you let that happen? Like you're not responsible enough, like you need to do better. Like ugh, I just hate that I do that to myself because it's not that big of a deal. Like Caitlin was telling me it's not that big of a deal. The lady at Best Buy when I went and bought a new screen protector was telling me that's not that big of a deal. My dad was telling me that's not that big of a deal. Today's gonna be a light day, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm probably gonna do cars, Anki, and then do some more of my try to finish up the practice questions that I have. I only have like half of like 4 sections, so hopefully I can get through them. I'm gonna push to get through them during this study session though, because I want to be able to come home and relax a little bit before I have to get up early tomorrow and take the practice test. That's all I have to say. All finished. It's literally, I'm back home by the way, so dreary and so cold out today. I am about to take the fattest and longest shower probably ever. I'm gonna just sit in there, listen to my worship music, and have a great time. Opening up my first box. Guys, I'm truly obsessed with these.